God. Let me do that again. I don't even know. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 37 of Why Would You Show Me This? I am Will.
And I'm Dani.
And I finally have a pick.
Mm-hmm.
It's felt like forever.
Yeah.
But I finally have a pick.
Now you know how I feel.
I know, yeah. Watching all that Lynch.
Yep.
So my pick, as you saw, is The Devils,
Mm-hmm.
the 1971 masterpiece by Ken Russell.
Masterpiece.
It is. It's his masterpiece.
Okay.
I would say that. Let me read the synopsis. In 17th century France, Father Urbain Grandier seeks to protect the city of London from the corrupt establishment of Cardinal Richelieu. Hysteria occurs within the city when he is accused of witchcraft by a sexually repressed nun. Now, I don't think it's too far to think that this movie caused a lot of controversy when it came out.
No, it makes a lot of sense.
Makes a lot of sense. People back in 1971 probably couldn't handle a lot of this movie.
I don't know if you released it now if people could.
It's still, yeah, I mean, it's still, Warner
it,
Brothers basically doesn't want to remember that it exists, so.
I think even now people can't deal with how controversial it is, given the stuff that is in it.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Though I do think it is a very, very important film in terms of history,
mm-hmm.
and it is a very cautionary film
mm-hmm.
as well. It's also probably one of the most punk films I've ever seen.
Sure.
The movie starts off, and we are in the middle of what seems like a partnership that is now occurring between the state and the church.
Mm-hmm.
And Richelieu is shaking hands with a cardinal, and then right over top, the Devils.
Mm-hmm.
It's such great title placement.
It is.
It's so meaningful, and it sets you up for basically the rest of the movie.
It does.
So, what did you think about it?
I liked it.
I was kind of surprised.
I'm sure
that you didn't hate certain parts of it.
This definitely isn't a movie. This is a movie I understand why you would think why I wouldn't like it, but I do. There's stuff in it that's really hard to handle that I didn't like, but I understand why it's there.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, there are graphic parts, but not the stuff that people might think is graphic.
Honestly, it's graphic to a certain sect of people.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly find most of it kind of funny, humorous, in some of the scenes, truthfully.
The two guys who seem to take a particular glee in experimenting on people, that's really
well, they don't call it experimenting. They're healing.
No,
they're healers.
Yeah. That stuff I don't like.
Yeah. I mean, it's what happened though. I mean, it's based. Sure. This is based on fact. Mm-hmm. The film, so.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it overall. We can get into, the stuff that we disagree on and stuff like that if you want. But, I mean, overall, I liked the film. I don't have a lot of bad things to say about it.
Sure. So our main character is introduced, and he is having sex with a girl that he should be teaching Latin to.
Yes.
This is Grandier. He is a priest.
Mm-hmm.
And this sets up the whole rest of the movie because she is pregnant.
Yes.
And he basically weighs it all off.
Mm-hmm. Before that, though, he's overseeing like a funeral, I believe. Right?
Are you talking about the pit of dead people?
No, because there's someone on.
Oh yes. At the very beginning.
That's the introduction of our character.
Yes. We see him as this priest that is just kind of just doing his normal priest stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And as he walks through the town and stuff, people make various comments about him and stuff like that. which is also where we're introduced to one of our other main characters, Sister Jean, who is the one who accuses him of witchcraft, as the description says, which I think is a funny description.
Yeah,
because she accuses him of something else.
I mean, accuses him basically of fucking the devil into her.
Yes.
Yeah. Because she has fantasies of him.
She does.
And those cannot be had.
No, they can't. They especially can't after a certain point in the story. But like you were talking about, I think they showed those two scenes together. Him, overseeing the funeral, and then him being with the girl and stuff, because I think it's supposed to be the juxtaposition of his character.
Yeah, the two sides of him.
Yeah. The girl does ask for help multiple times, to which he will not help her.
No.
Basically says that's your own problem.
Pretty much.
And the father, of course, is none too pleased about this. And he actually, has a big role in Grandier's downfall.
He does. But they both do.
Yes, definitely. You think, though, that Grandier has a redemption arc? You think he redeems himself?
Yes, I do.
How do you think he redeems himself?
I think he redeems himself in the way that he may not redeem himself to other people, but by the end, he understands what he's done wrong in his life. He understands that he has wronged people. He understands he has hurt people. That's what I think his arc is that at the beginning of the movie, he is doing whatever he wants to do. He's using his power to do what he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
But even at the beginning of the movie, there's hints that he kind of hates himself. He talks about wanting to die.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it's where the character arc is a sad man in power who doesn't realize what he's done until the end of the film. He doesn't he slowly does. I think when he gets married, at about the midway part of the movie, that's the start of, the arc, or going the other way in the arc.
Mm-hmm. The plague is a big thing, for basically the first part of the film. People are dying from the plague. It's also what brings him to, I think her name is Madeline, which is the woman he ultimately marries.
Yes, because her mother is suffering from the plague, and the two doctors who like to torture people are basically torturing her.
Yeah, they're basically torturing
They're putting scorpions on her. They have her laying on a crocodile.
They have all kinds of stuff that they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
And he basically, gets them away from her mother, so that her mother can die peacefully, because there's really no saving her.
No.
And of course, I kind of felt during that scene, I'm like, I have a feeling that she's gonna fall for him because of this.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's a good scene to put in, because what I said to you when the film is over, when we talked about it a little bit, was Grandier is an asshole. He's not a good man.
No.
But he's not an evil man.
Mm-hmm. That's where we differ.
Yes. So there are a bunch of other evil men in this.
Yes, definitely.
And he does not measure up to them, in my eyes, of his wrongs.
I know.
But I think
in mine, though.
I think the movie really, that's one of the scenes where it kind of displays this. It also he also cares about the nuns in a non-sexual way.
Oh, goody.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're spared.
Sure. Yes, look, he's a womanizer. I get it. I understand it.
It's a big difference. And I think this is also what I told you. There's a big difference between wanting to be a womanizer as just a regular dude. And granted, I'm not religious, but I respect other people being religious, and I recognize that a priest is supposed to be a trusted member of society, and he's doing everything he's not fucking supposed to. So it's just like, then don't be a priest. Then just be a piece of shit in the village if that's what you want to do. But don't hold this position of power. But then without the position of power, he can't do what he wants to. But that makes him evil. I'm sorry. You using your position of power, especially to impregnate young girls and then abandon them. And I know to you, I guess that's not evil, but it is to me.
That's fine. You're allowed your opinion. But I think in terms of the film, it's not evil when there are men shooting people for sport, for fun.
I know.
When there is a whole plan to kill a man for a lie, when the whole plan is just to take over a town.
Yeah.
Like that is evil. Like that is planning, that's malicious.
I think this movie shows the different types and levels of evil. I don't think there's just one type of evil. I don't think that that's the case, and I don't think that's what this movie is trying to show. I think it's trying to show there are different levels of evil, and also everyone is capable of evil, and that's what the movie's trying to show.
If that's what you think, sure. I don't think Grandier is evil. I don't think that's the point of the movie.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you could even say that his wife is sort of evil, if she really did sign that statement.
Well, that's the thing, is that she signed it because they were going to kill her, basically. Yeah. Same as the two men that...
But if she's so devoted to him, then wouldn't she just let them kill her instead of lie?
She's also young. We got into that about how she's young and naive.
But she, I mean, not to spoil the end or anything, but she's the only one who really kind of gets away.
Yeah, and I think that's because she is the most innocent character in the film.
A lot of people equate naivete with innocence, and I don't always.
That's fine. I can't find a single thing that she did in the film that made me think that she was a bad person.
I didn't think she was a bad person. I thought she was an idiot. That's all. I just thought she was stupid.
She was young and naive. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to say naive, you'd say young and stupid, you know?
I'm not going to call her stupid.
But I mean, she made some dumb decisions. That's all.
Sure. As we all do when we're young.
No, sure. But, you know, is Grandier, evil compared to, like, all the other men in the movie? Probably not. But in morality terms... Or and that's the thing, is everyone's moral compass is different. Mm-hmm. I would still consider the stuff he was doing to be evil.
Is Sister Jean evil?
Yes.
Well, thank you. I thought you were going to say no.
No, she is.
Because if you're going to think Grandier is evil, you have to think she's evil too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. She gets punished for being evil, if you really want to see it that way. I mean, she has a lot of horrible things done to her as a result of her lie.
She does.
So, that's pretty terrible.
Yes, it is. And the sad thing with her is that it just continues.
Yes, it does.
There's no learning for her.
No, not at all. No.
There was learning for Grandier, but there's no learning for her.
Right. For sure.
Yeah.
But just because there's so much other terrible things that go on in this film, I can't overlook the terrible things that Grandier does because it's part of his character. I feel like that'd be a disservice to his character for me to ignore those things.
You're not, but I think that by the end of the film, there should be some sort of, if not empathy, recognition.
If he would stop making excuses, then I would feel better about it. But it seems like the stuff that he said, even... trying to admit the things that he was doing, he wouldn't even actually admit it. And that's what bothers me, is he makes the excuse of, like, kind of all gross perverts that are like, I just love women. You know what I mean? Like, it's... Yes,
but you keep forgetting that right after he says, I loved women, he says, and I loved power.
Yes, and
it's a statement of recognition that he did wrong things, that he had used his power for his own sick wants, and he understands that what he did was wrong.
Now that he's having horrible things done to him, he understands that.
Sure.
I'm sorry, during his honeymoon, or whatever you want to call that, because actually at one point before he leaves, they're trying to tear down his church, correct? The king is...
That was kind of in the beginning as well. They're
Right.
trying to tear down the church. They are Protestants.
Yeah, that's right.
In this town,
Mhm.
and everywhere else is Catholic.
That's right.
So the Catholics are trying to come in and tear down the Protestant walls of this town.
And he ran them out, which was great. But
Yes.
but they said that they would be back, and during the time that they came back, he was gone. And he even said to his new bride, you know, basically all the shit will be blown over by the time I get back. I mean, he's also got the sin of pride to think that.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
He's not a good person.
No. But that's my whole point, is like, he seems to me sort of a guy who admitted his wrongs once he got caught.
Well,
But he didn't. I mean, he was being accused of other things, but he recognized what he did wrong only once they had their hands on him and were doing terrible things to him.
the thing about it is that I think that if anyone came up to him and asked him if he did these things, he would say yes. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. The reason that he was saying those things was he was saying, look, burn me for this, hang me for this, don't for something that I didn't do.
No, that I understand.
That's basically what he was saying.
No, I get that too.
So
I do.
we've talked enough about Grandier. Let's get into Sister Jean.
Sister Jean's fun.
I will let you take this because she's your favorite character of the film.
Well, she's a nun with a hunchback.
Yes.
Which is very hard to see most of the time because she has a habit on and all of that stuff. But she also leans.
Yeah.
I find her to be a sympathetic character to a point.
She is. She definitely is.
There's a scene where she's, you know, fantasizing about Grandier being Jesus, which she does quite often. She does it more than once. And in one scene where she's trying to help him, she's drying his feet with her hair, which is a thing in the Bible. Everybody starts laughing at her and whatnot when her hair exposes her hunch that she has, even when she's fantasizing, which is incredibly sad. And she, you know, she tries to cover it up and says, I'm beautiful, which is just very sad.
Oh yeah.
I feel you feel bad for her until she starts doing the stuff that she starts doing, which she's not kind to the nuns that she watches over.
She's not. No.
They in turn are not very kind to her though. And I don't believe they respect her very much.
No.
And they all of the nuns, including Sister Jean, like we've mentioned before, have quite a crush on Grandier.
Grandier is just like
the playboy of the village, which is very strange.
He gets around,
but you know, whatever.
He does. He's in power. He can do what he wants.
Yeah. She ends up learning of his marriage, which basically sends her over the edge because, you know, she then knows that he's unattainable. You know, not for the reason of him being a priest, but, you know, for him being married. So, which I'd like to point out, the priests usually can't get married, but whatever.
Well, the marriage was in secret.
Yeah, but that's not the part that I contest. I'm saying, like, even back then I feel
Yeah, but he also shouldn't be fucking a bunch of women, but he's doing it anyway, so why do you think that he would say, oh, I can't get married?
Because it's something so official, but I don't know. Anyway, when she learns of this, she decides to lie and say that he's been
coming to her at night
and
raping her.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
That's what she says. At first they don't really take her seriously.
They don't until they get fucking sleeveless priest man to come in and do his fucking witch.
And he's basically a cult
stupid
leader.
Shit. Yeah, he's a cult leader. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, you see this guy, and he's got like regular like priest robes and stuff on, except his arms are exposed, so it's very strange.
Yeah.
You learn. I'm not going to tell you why But you learn later on why that is.
So we were able to watch a version of The Devils, which is not normally available. So we watched the film with the infamous rape of Christ, and
If that's what you want to call it.
that's what they call the scene.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
In the actual film. What did you think of that scene?
It was fine. I mean, I found it to be like you find it to be comical. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a little comical.
It's not disturbing because they're not actually doing anything. You know what I mean? Like, that's the funny part of the scene. Is I understand they tear down. I think it's a life-size version.
It's a little big. It's a bit bigger than them.
But they tear that down, and they're all completely naked.
Yeah, all the nuns at this point have stripped everything off and just running around crazy.
And they do sexual acts on the I think it's paper mache. It looks like it is.
I'm not sure. All I know is that it's Jesus.
But I mean, it's not like it's really a person that they're doing anything to. So I mean, but I can see how religious people might see that and get upset. So I can see why some of these scenes were specifically taken out. But I didn't find that scene to be disturbing. I just found it to be, I found it to be the commentary it's supposed to be about religion.
Yeah.
So.
Also, it had your favorite nun in that scene. Remember the nun that was hanging, doing the...
Oh, she was doing like some aerial silk stuff. It was really interesting. And
naked
I was like,
aerial silks.
Whoa. Yeah. I was like, get it. It was great.
Yeah. And in that scene also, one of the main characters that is also a priest that helps out Grandier, he climbs away from everyone, you think to get away.
No.
And then he starts masturbating.
Yep.
And there are big, huge zoom in and outs of him masturbating, and then back to the nuns writhing on the floor, and then him masturbating.
To be fair, you don't see anything of him.
Well, no, he's doing it under his robe. Yeah.
But there's lots of sexuality in it. Obviously criticizing the sexlessness of the church.
Yes.
So I appreciate it. It's a great scene,
It is a very great scene.
But I do see how that might upset people.
Yes.
Like I said, that's a scene that probably wouldn't even fly now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I would like to get into how much of a bastard Richelieu is.
The only thing I appreciate about him is he makes no illusions about how much of a dick he actually is.
Well, that's the thing. And he does. So this is the thing. Another thing that I think separates Grandier from everyone else. Mm-hmm. So Richelieu, we see he doesn't give a fuck about anything. No. He enjoys his life at the top. Mm-hmm. He enjoys shooting people for fun. He hides behind the crown.
Yeah.
He's a lapdog.
Well, he's the king.
Oh, that's Richelieu. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about the guy with the fro.
No.
Okay.
No, we're talking about the king.
Okay.
That's Richelieu.
Mm-hmm. Richelieu is a self-serving little dandy who only cares about theater and killing people.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah. So, and I think that's a whole nother thing with why I think he is evil, Grandier is not. But he's a piece of shit. He comes in during that scene, a little bit after that scene, and he says he has the blood of Christ, and this will stop everyone, all the nuns. And he gives it to the sleeveless, I think his name was Barry?
I have no idea what his name is.
Yeah, the sleeveless priest. And he uses it, and then all the nuns go still. And then
and Sister Jean says
she's
healed. Or
She's
she's
healed.
back to normal.
Then they open the box and there's nothing in the box.
Yeah.
So it's just Richelieu being a dickhead.
I do kind of appreciate though about him, like him doing that whole gesture of like, yeah, all of this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Have fun. Bye.
Yeah, he doesn't
Like, I love
care.
that. He's just like, have fun. Like, you know, he does not give a fuck.
I think he also knows that everything is in motion
Yeah.
to get what he wants.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Yep.
yeah. The two other characters I really like, the character that was masturbating, and the character from the beginning of the film where he comes to tell them they're tearing down the walls.
Mm-hmm.
They are characters that go along with the ruse until a certain point. And they're actually not even going along with the ruse. They believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they realize that it's all a lie is when they start to feel horrible.
Oh, yeah. And
I like that about the characters. I like that being shown in the film, that these are people who, more people that know that they've done something wrong, and they have to deal with that.
Yeah. It's a good movie.
It's a very great movie. Not good, it's great.
If I feel if people can see it, they should.
Yeah, if you can find this film, watch it. It's easily findable if you know where to look online.
The version we watched is not.
The version we watched is not. Shudder used to have a cut version of it on the streaming platform. It's not on there now. I don't know if they'll get it again. But you know, it pops up every once in a while. But you should be able to find it if you look hard enough.
Should we rate it?
Sure. I feel like we could talk about it even longer.
We could, but that's the thing is, I don't want to spoil everything.
I know. Yeah, I don't want to spoil too much.
Because I mean, this is a movie definitely to be experienced.
Yes. Like you were, Danny was talking to her mother about it, and I was like, "Wait, does she want to watch it?" Yeah, I'd rather us bring it over and watch it.
Don't describe it.
Yeah,
don't just watch it.
Exactly. Yeah. That's how I feel about a lot of movies, truthfully, is like, I like listening to people talk about movies and what they feel about movies. But I also enjoy watching them much more. So
I know. I would, like I said, and I don't do this much, I don't think, but I would encourage people to watch this.
Thank you. I'm glad. I'm happy. Yeah. So let's get. What would you rate it?
I give it a 9.
Hey, nice. Yeah, I give it a 10 out of 10. I think it's perfect.
I know you would.
Yeah. This is Ken Russell's masterpiece. It's fucking fantastic. It's the best marriage of art and message and entertainment, and I just find it to be a very important film with how we are as a society, and I think that everybody should watch it. If you don't think that power can take hold and destroy something, you should watch this movie.
Yes, I agree.
I'm very glad that you liked it. I was a little worried.
Yeah, I can see why, but it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is that there are some horrible things in it, but most of the so quote unquote controversial scenes, the women are having fun. And I think that's the thing for you, is that in a film, if something is happening to women, normally they're not having fun.
That's true.
But in this one, they're having all the fun.
Yes, they are.
So I think that it maybe is what did upset
definitely.
you about it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, there are horrible things that happen to Sister Jean that I don't think should happen to her at all.
But then she does them to herself.
Well, because she's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
she's very crazy.
She's if you take a crazy person and then abuse them horribly, then they're going to become even more screwed up. You know what I mean? Like she had no hope of coming out of that okay.
No, she didn't. Sad.
Very sad.
But I think it's also sad for Grandier.
He's in heaven with Jesus. It's cool. I mean, that's what he said. He was like, "I'm gonna go. Jesus' peace."
That was one of my favorite things. Is that he said to the people that he knew were lying to get him in the place that he ends up in, I know where I'm going to be going, and hopefully you also know where you're going to be going.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
He reminds Sister Jean of that.
Oh, yeah. And then she just doubles down.
Oh, yeah, she does. She's like, no, I'm too far in it now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's The Devils, guys. Please go and find the film. It's a very great film, and I know I've been saying that throughout the whole podcast, but I think it's important. It's one of those films that it should be up there with like Citizen Kane when people talk about film. I think just fucking just see it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you say anything more, it's gonna take forever to end this. I know you could talk endlessly about this.
Yes. All right, so before we get into anything, our last live stream was cut short due to internet outages in our area.
Yeah.
And that fucking sucked.
It did.
We didn't even get to finish Tourist Trap.
No, we didn't.
And by the time the internet came back on, it was a bit too late to even come back on.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. We're sorry about
everyone.
that. I mean, there's really nothing we could do. Hopefully you all finished Tourist Trap. It's a good, creepy one.
And hopefully you liked it.
Hopefully you liked it. Yeah. We will be back. We're coming back. I'm coming back tonight. I think we're both coming back tonight with scary stories and some games. And then we'll be back Saturday with the poll. We are running a poll. So please check out the poll on our Instagram or our Twitter and pick what movie you want to watch Saturday out of the 3 or 4 that will be up there.
Yep.
I don't know what we're doing next week.
What's what the poll's for, right?
The poll is for streaming.
Okay.
Talking about next episode.
No, we don't know. And even if we did, I'm not telling you.
Of course, because Dani never wants to tell anything.
Well, you tell yours, and I don't tell mine. I feel like that's fair.
Sure. Okay. That works. But yeah, that's it for right now, guys. Watch The Devils. Join us tonight if you got the time. Join us Saturday if you are free. Otherwise, we'll see you Tuesday for the next episode. So have a good day. Have a good week. Watch good movies. Have a good time. Enjoy life. Say no to the powers that be.
Oh my God.
Dani wants to leave. Bye.